Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be going over how to get as many frames per second as possible out of Modern Warfare 2 Warzone 2, because it seems like with each update that comes out, the frames per second are just getting lower and lower and lower with how much dog shit they're putting into this game. So I'm just going to skip the long intro, just get right into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up Nvidia control panel. Once you are there, go to manage 3D settings. I didn't really change many settings in here. It's pretty simple. Just make sure vertical sync is turned off, threaded optimization that is turned on, texture filtering quality, set that to high performance, shader cast size, make sure that is set to 100 gigabytes, power management mode, change that to prefer maximum performance. And then after that, you are going to want to go over to configure surround physics. Make sure where it says processor, change that to your graphics card, whichever it is. I have a 3080, so that's what I have mine set to. For our next step, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below to my Discord. Go there, join the Discord. There's going to be a text channel that has these two files for download. One is going to be this folder right here, Nvidia driver fix. The other one is going to be a Call of Duty folder that we will be going over later. Pretty much just go to my Discord, download those two files, and you'll be set. So we're going to open up the Nvidia driver fix folder and then run nv clean install. Run that. And once this is open, I know if you guys have been looking into how to get like as many frames as possible in Call of Duty, a lot of people are saying that to roll back your drivers to like an older version because they've gotten more frames out of it. I can tell you 100% I have done that with most drivers that people have told people to download. I haven't really seen better performance out of them. In fact, it's either made Call of Duty run worse or it's made other video games I try to play on my computer unable to even launch. So for me right now, I am running the current update driver for the RTX 3080. So I would recommend you go with that personally. So what you're going to want to select is install best driver for my hardware. Click on next. Right here is really up to you. I would recommend having display driver checked, which it already will be. But there's also GeForce Experience. Some people say to delete it from your computer completely. Some people just have it running. I personally keep it on my computer because you are able to overclock your GPU while running COD to get more frames per second in game. So I would recommend having that on. If you already have it installed, just leave it unchecked. If you don't have it installed, check it off. Click next, and then wait for this to do its thing. And then once you get to this screen, make sure that you have perform a clean install checked off. So check that, hit next. I've already done this, so I'm not going to go through with it. Once you're done with that, proceed to the next folder that's inside that Nvidia folder, Nvidia Profile Inspector. Open that up and run it. And then once you get here, there are going to be two separate files inside the Nvidia folder. Click import profiles at the top right here. And then you are going to want to first open base profile. Once you have done that, go over to the search and type in Call of Duty and select Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. Again, hit the import user defined profiles button right here, import profiles, and then select COD Modern Warfare 2. Open that. Screen might flash a few times again. Once you do that, hit apply changes, close out of it. Next, you are going to want to right click on your desktop, go to display settings, scroll down to graphics, and then click on change default graphics settings. Make sure every single thing in here is checked off. For some reason, a lot of these things make Call of Duty run like absolute dog shit. Especially the hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, that will knock off 20 frames for some stupid fucking reason. So just make sure everything in here checked off. So for our next step, the Call of Duty file that is in my Discord for you guys to download, I will be showing you the location to drop that file. So you're gonna wanna open up File Explorer, go to Documents, Call of Duty, Players, and then just drop that file right in here. It's gonna ask you if you want to replace the file that's already in there, say yes. But the file that you're going to be replacing is Options 3 COD 2022. This is all of your settings that are in the menu and some settings that are not in the menu that you're able to change to help boost your FPS. One of them that is going to be different for all of you is right here, renderer worker count. There's a lot of people that make videos like this that say if you have a 16 core CPU, set it to 16. If you have an 8 core CPU, set it to 8. I have gone through every single number of this from 16 all the way down to 4. And the number that I have found where I get the most FPS is 6. So pretty much, say if you have like a 16 core processor like myself, start at 16, work your way down. Just find that sweet number where FPS is higher than the number after. For me, that was 6. I went all the way from 16 down to 6, and then I changed it to 5, and I lost frames per second when I went to 5. So I went back up to 6. That was my sweet spot. So pretty much change the number, start the game, do the benchmark, check your frames per second, close the game, change the number again, go back into the game, run the benchmark, and see how many frames you're getting to see what sweet spot your number is. And then after that, close out of it, and then we will launch Call of Duty. So once you're in Call of Duty, click on the cogwheel at the top right, go over to graphics. For display mode, a lot of people say to use full screen exclusive. I use full screen borderless because I also stream, so it helps with swapping between Call of Duty and my streaming app. I've also seen better frames per second with full screen borderless, but it's totally up to you. Try both of them, see which one you get better results from, and then run with that. Your display adapter, make sure that is set to your graphics card, obviously. I run dynamic resolution, I have that turned on, and I also have the frame rate target set to 300. A lot of people have this turned off. This pretty much what this is going to do is lower the resolution to try to meet this 300 frames per second target. I use this and I really don't see a whole lot of change with the image quality. So I would have this on. Turn it off if you don't like it, but you will be losing frames per second with it being turned off. VSync, make sure both of these are turned off. Custom frame limit, a lot of people have this set to unlimited. I think that's completely fucking stupid and dog shit. Because if you're just sitting at the main menu, your graphics card is going to be just sitting hot as fuck, you know, trying to push 200 frames per second, just sitting at a main menu. So I have this set to custom. Gameplay custom frame rate limit, I have it set to 240. I have a 240 hertz monitor. If you have a 144 hertz monitor, set it to that. Menu custom frame rate limit, set that to 60. There's absolutely no reason why you should be pushing 200 frames sitting at the main menu. It's absolutely fucking stupid. Out of focus custom frame rate limit, set that to 30. And then after that, go over the quality. A lot of these settings should have already changed with the file that you guys downloaded from my Discord, so you really shouldn't have to change much. I changed a couple things, such as changing this to filmic, set the fidelity FX CAS strength, set that to 70. And then most of these settings you guys should also have the same from that file. Also, if you are experiencing a lot of crashing with Call of Duty, set your video memory scale to 80. For some reason, this helps with crashing. I have no idea what the fuck it does, but for some reason, setting it to 80 completely stops it, or at least cuts back on the amount of times that Call of Duty crashes. Outside of that, most of these settings should be the same. You'll also see that clutter draw distance is blank. That's because in the file, I had changed something to where it leaves this blank. So you're getting more frames per second out of that. Because for clutter draw distance, you really don't need that at all. So most of these settings should be the same. If they're not, just look at the screen, copy over what settings I currently have to your Call of Duty. After that, you're going to want to go to the multiplayer menu, go over to the benchmark, and then click start. Going back to what I said before, run this benchmark, see where your frames per second is at, close out of the game, and then go back into that Call of Duty folder and edit the file to change the render work count. For me, I have a 16 core processor, so I would start at 16, run the benchmark at 16, close it, go back into the file, edit it, change it to 15, so on and so on. So you're going to want to be finding that sweet spot for the renderer work count. Like for me, I have a 16 core processor. My sweet spot is 6. For you guys, it's going to be completely different. So once you do that, you should be at the spot where you're not really going to get many more frames per second out of this game. So now just click start, and I will see you guys when my benchmark is over. So as you guys can see, my average frames per second was 248 for the benchmark. Your results may vary depending on what kind of components you have inside of your computer. But 248 frames per second is very good for this game, seeing as how bogged down it is with the amount of dog shit that they put inside of this game. But if you guys need more help trying to run through this, trying to get more frames, feel free to contact me. Leave a comment below or shoot me a message inside my Discord. I'm glad to help. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a like, drop a sub, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.